Before I took off on my way home, I looked at a thumbnail by the great Anton Daniels here on YouTube, and it made me start thinking I want to come up with a whole brand new idea for a YouTube video, and that is just simply judging thumbnails in the titles of the videos. I would just scroll through my algorithm, which is a weird place to visit. Trust me, it's a strange place. I'm subscribed to a whole bunch of people that don't have a lot of subscribers, and then also some bigger channels, and then also it's just a mismatch of just like video games, movie reviews, manosphere. Oh god, I hate the fact that the manosphere is in there. Just it's endless dating content. There are a lot of people that are struggling with dating out there. My goodness, how many dating channels can possibly be created? There's another 3,000 every day that gets created. Somebody out here talking about the differences between men and women, why people can't date today, why men should just give up on the cheeks, and why women should just give up on the ding-a-ling. Like, why? Everybody should just be gay in this world at this point in time and never repopulate. Look, I support gay people, but there needs to be some straight people too. Like, we need to have, some, come on now, we need to keep going. Support others, but don't give up on your own. Like, don't just give up what's going on. Because that's what's apparently going on in the dating world, where nobody likes each other anymore. It's a strange place. Young people are afraid of intimacy. Middle-aged people are afraid of intimacy. And old people don't get it anyway. So it's just like, damn, what's going on out there? I know some people are smashing out there. It just, unfortunately, it's a lot smaller percentage of people than you would like to believe. Like, there's a few people walking around like, hey, boy, I'm feeling pretty good. And everybody else is like, yeah, I wonder what it's like. There's a lot of people out there pretty bitter, but that is not the point of today's video. Today's video, I'm mostly talking about Angel Reese and the fact that people still keep using her as clickbait. People will put her on their thumbnails simply to get you to view the video. Has nothing really to do with Angel Reese. And that's the main reason why I'm mad at the Anton Daniels thumbnail, is because he had her on there like she was representative of the movement that they were trying to make. Now, do I believe that they actually deserve more money? Yes, I do. I mean, they should be able to make more money. They are spawn of the NBA. Now, I ain't saying the NBA should pay them the NBA salaries, because I'm sorry, I can't pay you the same that I'm paying NBA players. That's crazy. You pay half the games, you play way less games in the playoffs, and honestly, the product is nowhere near as exciting. We can't do that. TV ratings and people's interest in the game reflect that, but they do deserve more money. I just think they personally deserve more money because I know there's more money out there for them to be paid. They just pay them some money and they're like, this is what we can pay you. It's so like when your corporations are telling people, hey, we just don't have enough money for the raises, when it's like, dude, that is bullshit. We saw the CEO bank $3 billion this year. How did nobody can get a quarter raise? We can't get 50 cents. You telling me you can't give me a raise that will at least allow me to buy a pack of cigarettes by the end of the week? And I don't even smoke. That's all the raise could possibly get me. Maybe a 6-pack. Especially now, it might barely get you a tank of gas. And that's meaning if you're probably driving a Prius. I'm just saying there's not many options out there. You can't afford that. You can't just chisel a little bit off the top for the rest of the people who are actually earning money for your business that allows you to take home that $3 billion. Congratulations. Well, maybe one day you might need to start paying those respects. And that's why you're starting to see a whole bunch of empty workplaces out there. Me and my mom went to go eat the other day, and the service was doggy doo-doo. And it honestly didn't even have everything to do with the employees. There just weren't enough of them. The demand was still the same, but you got less staff. Then you got people that are completely overworked, trying their best, and then some of them just gave up. They don't pick up their urgency and move faster. They just threw in the towel and move slower. That's what they do. They don't give it the effort that they probably should to help it be executed better, but you almost can't blame them. Yes, have pride in your work, but why have pride in a work and a job that's sitting here making excuses to why they can't pay me more money when I'm literally out here killing myself and I can barely afford the food that we have here? Like, I mean, it's insane to really just think about it that way, because that is the reality out there. And it's the same thing with the WNBA players. Like, they can afford to pay them more money. Now, they're going to get some more money when the TV revenue kicks in the next year or two. But I also wonder, is that going to reflect the players that's already been in the league? Are they going to get a raise? Because the new players are going to get the money, which is great. They deserve it. This is such a big problem that you got WNBA players actually in your league that were in that All-Star game. People that he could have actually put on the thumbnail that actually represented this whole movement, the whole putting on the shirts in the first place instead of Angel Reese. But people want to put Angel Reese on the cover because that is the clickbait. But nonetheless, you could have put the people that were actually responsible for making this movement out there. But you didn't. Chose something else. And that is just what people continue to do to Angel Reese, and it does bother me. Now, to me, The shirts that they chose to wear didn't represent what they were really wanting to say. They really should have just said, give us a raise, because the shirts that say pay us what you owe us means they shouldn't pay you at all. The league isn't profitable. So if you're in the negatives and you start dividing up those numbers by the number of people in the league, you're going to start having more negative numbers, which means you don't deserve a paycheck. Actually, that means they're going to start garnishing your check because you owe the money league, because you owe the league money. I had to say that right, but that's what it would actually be. So they need to change up the lingo. They need to get the messaging right. But what they need is like that manager that goes into the restaurant and they're like, whoa, what are we doing up in here? We need to make some changes fast. I can't do this. Running 45-minute tickets in a restaurant that should be producing food at 15 minutes, per plate. We can't do that. We can't be understaffed every day. We can't have cashiers that can't count. We can't have security guards that are asleep all the time. That's not going to help this place. We need to make improvements. If that means getting rid of some folks, so be it. But that's what the WNBA needs. They need overhaul. Delusion comes up a lot here on this channel, but that is because we really do talk about a lot of Delulu people out here on the internet. And that's what actually makes the internet interesting, is the fact that there are so many significantly flawed individuals with ridiculous takes. I didn't even have to click on Anton's video. Didn't want to. I wasn't going to support it in the algorithm because I wasn't going to support that, because I don't believe in supporting things that are just clickbaity like that when I know the truth behind all of that. She had nothing to do with that. She was just put on the t-shirt like the rest of them. There were other women that led that cause. How about you put up the women who actually started their own league inside of the WNBA with their players, their product? How about them? Now, I'm not hating on them for doing so, because I think that's a good thing for them to do, because they're making some bank, and the other league in the WNBA is still saying, hey, we ain't got no money. It's like, really? But it does piss me off every time I see a video and they got Angel Reese on the thumbnail, and really half of the topic has nothing to do with Angel Reese, or they're just hating on her. I know I criticized her in my very first video talking about her on this channel, but the truth is I think she's a really good basketball player, and she's improving at a very fast rate, and I think the gap between her and Caitlin Clark is minuscule at this point. It's minuscule. I know Caitlin's been banged up, but guess who hasn't been? Angel Reese. She's been playing. She's been backing that thing up all over the court, getting all sorts of rebounds, and they aren't offensive. She's not getting me bounds, guys. She's scoring buckets, shooting a lot better from the field. She's scoring points. All those missed layup compilations that people want to put out there, trying to put her on blast and shit. I mean, it's not like players don't have bad moments. What is her overall production in the game? It's not like Caitlin Clark don't airball 3-pointers from time to time or get her shit taken 5 times a game. It's still happening, by the way. But people just ignore that and they act like that's not a problem. I'd rather have a person that missed a couple of layups and got their rebound back and scored than somebody who turned the ball over 7 times a game. I'm just saying, if I actually had to pick. Now, I'm not hating on one or the other, because I've had my discrepancies with both, but both great players. No need to hate them. But that is just a comparison when it comes down to them playing basketball. And I know a lot of people are trying to make it seem like it's not close. I've even stated in the past, I was wrong. That was also about 2 months ago. Well, that was a while back. Things have changed. But Caitlin does have a long way to go. She's going to have to start getting, tougher. I mean, you can't really predict injuries, but it is one of those things. She is going to have to get thicker. She's going to have to really be able to handle the impact of the league, because apparently referees do not call fouls in the WNBA. They'll let you get elbowed upside the head, kicked in the coochie, all sorts of different things. They ain't going to call nothing. I saw Angel Reese literally get chokeslammed last year, and they barely called a foul. Update your resume. That's what Shannon Sharp was saying. And that's what Angel Reese has been doing. When I look at the upgraded and the updated resumes, I see that she has been playing her ass off. And people, for whatever reason, still try to use her as clickbait on the internet to trigger a whole bunch of race wars and a whole bunch of stuff that she ain't even really trying to be a part of. I ain't heard her talk about this stuff in a long time. I haven't seen her actually say anything that was quote worthy in months. She's been out there doing her thing, getting new shoes made, looking fine as hell at these events. There are people who hate Angel Reese so much that they actually don't think she's hot. That's right. True insanity. Now, somebody's going to probably be out there, look at him. He's out there simping up for Angel Reese to get out there on the random university. And you know what? I don't care. Say what you want. My statement will stand. Period. I know y'all see it. I know y'all see her being used for clickbait if she pops up in your algorithm. It's never for anything positive. As far as I know, ever since she's left LSU and she did the John Cena, she ain't been nothing but a menace, apparently. When I'm pretty sure the reality is quite different. It's just like, I hate putting up clickbaity thumbnails. I do it from time to time on this channel, and I hope that you at least enjoy the videos that I decide to produce afterwards. They get a little funny, they get a little bit weird, they get a little wonky sometimes, but I hope you enjoy the overall product. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That's why I want to make that whole series talking about, oh, I wonder what this thumbnail and title actually concludes. And I won't be clicking on all those videos because I don't want to usually support the slop, but it is fun to judge. And I guarantee you, I would probably be right about majority of them. Because most of these people, they're selling you lies in the titles, they're selling you lies in the thumbnail. And, you know, sometimes it helps. I mean, but some of these people actually do produce good content. Like, why are there so many ads trying to promote like hentai girlfriends? I don't want a cartoon AI girlfriend. I don't. Hell, you got Pearl, who was out here talking to Fresh and Myron the other day, and she wouldn't even admit to the race of her supposed new boyfriend. I'm almost convinced that it's AI. She's over here diving into AI relationships. She says she really loves AI. And any real content creator will not love AI. They might like certain things about it, but you don't support that shit. I'm telling you, you know how I feel about it here. That's damn near a hate crime. That's a war crime over here. Talking about AI will get you a different person to come up out of me. Pause. But it is something, I don't like it. Now, I have strayed away from the point at the beginning of this video, but really it was just about the fact that I was kind of PO'd looking at that thumbnail thinking, he's not even talking about this. He's not even really addressing Angel Reese. That's the only reason he has Angel Reese up there is because she's hot and it gets people's eyeballs. I know why he did it. I know why he put that thumbnail out there. And I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's genius. Like I said, I admit it is genius. I try to do a little bit more clickbaity stuff on this channel just to get people to draw themselves in like everybody else, but it's hard. It feels like I'm just tearing off a piece of my integrity every time I do it. But as long as you enjoy the video, I mean, it is worth it, I think, to an extent, but I don't like false advertisements. It makes me almost just like Myron and the other fake gurus out there. It almost makes me like FitX Fearless or Mr. Organic. You know, one of these buffoons that's out here just scamming people out of their money and be like, oh, you know, give me like $300. And it's like, why? Why am I going to give you money? Why am I going to give you money? For what? You can't tell me how to clap cheeks. You can't do that. You can't actually tell me how to get women. Like these guys, these kids that are running around with all that stuff that they're struggling. I'm telling y'all got to stop believing in these dudes. But unfortunately, every year there's going to be a new fresh crop of 15, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds with feeble minds and moldable brains. So that's what they're going to have. And they're always going to be out there for people to manipulate. So I do have questions when it comes to Pearl. I do. I know every day she wakes up wishing that she can look as good as somebody like Angel Reese. And I bet you there's some black dudes out there somewhere confused thinking, man, who would want to touch Angel Reese? But they'll be lining up at the gates over there for old pearly things. Lining up at the pearly gates to get access to them just vile innards. Whew. I guess that was an MTR reference. I've been hating on them too much on this channel lately. I need to stop. It's starting to turn into a sickness like Fresh and Fit. I need, you know, at least I've gotten over that sickness. As you can see, I'm making videos about Angel Reese. I'm making women's basketball takes now. Talking about Sneeko and talking about Neon, Stephen A. Coonery. I mean, it's just a lot of it. Video games, been talking about Resident Evil. I've been talking about a lot of different stuff here. But I just want to know if other people ever notice that stuff in the thumbnails and your algorithm. And how do you feel about it? Does it not piss you off? My mom used to talk to me about it. It used to aggravate the hell out of us. Just the fact that you would just have so much clickbait where you click on a video and had nothing to do with what you thought you were clicking on. And I'm like, that's false advertisement. I should damn near sue you. Now it'll be for nothing, but still, I mean, it pisses me off. Like, why? Like, you're a trash creator if you got to do it to that extent to get people to click on your videos. And I understand there is desperation, mass desperation there. People just making up lies on people out here on the internet just so they can continue to push a false narrative and get clicks and views. That's when people start, you know, when they start saying, I'm going to sue you for defamation. It starts making sense to me. Like, I get that. You're trying to, you know, create an image and a persona for me online that isn't real.